Stamper, and it is time to go over the July 2025 Paper Pumpkin Kit, Sweeter With You. What a cute kit this was this month. I just love it. I'm a berry loving girl, so it was right up my alley. So this month was a little bit different. We got to make 4 cards, 4 different designs, 2 of each. So a total of 8 cards if you followed the kit as it was designed. And then it also came in this cute little box. This will be really cute for repurposing and putting a gift in. Maybe some homemade strawberry muffins or chocolate covered strawberries would actually be really cool in this box. So, all right, there's a couple ideas on repurposing the box. And let's look at the projects as well as the kit contents. So let's talk first about what came in the kit, all of the ingredients to make the 8 cards, obviously. And then when we finish, we have a stamp set that we can use on other projects. Love this Hello Friend and Life is Sweeter With You. And then we've got a strawberry. This actually works very well with the Circle of Season quarterly dies, if you got those. And then we got a garden green ink spot. And I have the same tip every month on the ink spots. Open it up on one end and then leave the back attached so that the lid's always intact. Then store it upside down. I like to mark mine with some cardstock. You can use a black Sharpie and write on it, whatever works for you. And let's see, the kit other than that went together really easy. I just punched all the little things out initially and made piles, so I wasn't stopping to do that every 5 minutes. There is a lot of pieces this month, so it's good from it's a good one if you sort it out that way and work with it. Okay, so here is one of the cards. Now, something to note about all of these cards, I do them always as designed, but I want to point out if you want to double down on your kit, you can cut these in half, remount them on some of your cardstock, and then you can stretch the kit. You do have leftovers, and if you got the dies, you'll have things that go well with the card bases, so you can make additional cards if you want to. Otherwise, the kit makes 8. Okay, here's another one. The envelopes are super cute, this gingham look. And again, just thinking about cutting that in half so that you can make another card out of it. Here's another one. This one's really cute. And then here's the last one. Okay, so that is the kit as designed. Let's talk about the playing. So I had wanted to stretch my kit, so I did cut my card bases of the remaining kit in half. Actually, cut them to 4 by 5 1/4, and then they layer perfectly on a piece of cardstock, a regular card size card, 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. This one is mounted on Strawberry Slush. Looks great with the card front. And then nothing else is different on this one. Everything else came from the kit. I didn't add anything else. I did stamp directly on the strawberry. I never have enough thank you cards, so that was one way for me to stretch the kit. Here's another one. Now this one I haven't mounted on a card base yet. I'm going to leave it. And the reason why is I'm really trying to watch my postage costs since the postage went up and it went up significantly. If you mail a lot of cards out like I do, sometimes I mail out 20 a week. So sometimes my cards are a little bit thick. So I'm looking for ways to kind of keep that oversized or bulky card extra charge out. So this one is just some of the leftovers on the card base. And this one is the other half of that card base layered on basic white. Everything else is from the kit. This is all from the kit too. Again, just cutting the card base in half, stamping directly on the little basket, and this is mounted on garden green. And here's another one. This again is just the card front or almost like a postcard, although you couldn't mail it. Again, everything's from the kit. Nothing was added. Okay, here I got out my Eyelet 3D embossing folder, and I dry embossed one of the vellum layers. And then I used the dies, the quarterly dies, and several of you have gotten these, but if you haven't gotten them yet or you haven't seen them, they're called Circle of Season dies. They came out July 1st. They're 167277. They're $12, and they coordinate with the July, August, and September paper pumpkin kit. So let's take a look at them. I think this is the largest die set we've got from Stampin' Up! Since they started doing these dies. There's 9 dies in here. So you've got the hello, you've got a circle, you've got a 2-piece strawberry. So you can do that in 2 different colors, like if you want the spots to look black, you can cut out this one because they're not attached in some black. And then this one you could do in red, or you could do another, just a black on, there's lots of things here that you could do with this. Here's a stem, and the stem is 2-piece too, and you do want to do that. I tried doing it without it. It does not look very good, but it makes those little cut marks in there that then make the stem look really realistic. This one I'm sure is going to go with a September kit because these are for all 3 quarters. Then you've got a little leaf here. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a fall one, and you got this little flower. But I went ahead and brought that leaf in here. I just made it kind of whimsically by putting it on strawberry slush so it would tie together with the card. So on this one, I dry embossed the vellum layer, and then I die cut this in Timid Tiger and Strawberry Slush, and then I used Timid Tiger ink instead of the Garden Green. Everything else came from the kit. Let me put this away so I don't lose. Some of these dies are so small it's easy to misplace them, so I try to be careful with my dies so I don't spend 3 hours in here looking for a die. Okay, the next one is just the Garden Green card base, and it's mounted on Very Vanilla. And then what I did was I embossed it with this new folder. It's called the Sunflower 3D embossing folder. It's an oversized folder, so you can make extra large cards or other projects or scrapbook pages. It's very large, and I love it. I've been playing with it a lot. If you've been following my blog or my Facebook page, you'll see quite a few times I played with it. So I embossed it, and then to get this layer kind of color up, I took my sanding block, and you just lightly go over it, and you just kind of rub around on the embossed areas. You don't want to go too hard because you can actually rip your paper, and you want to stay on the embossed things, but it brings up the core of the paper basically. So this works because this card base is white, so the core is not Garden Green. This would work really well on the 2-tone cardstock, and sometimes depending on the DSP, it looks really good on DSP too. But you can just keep bringing that color up as much or as little as you want. I thought it looked like Very Vanilla, so I mounted it on Very Vanilla. And then these are from the quarterly die set. So that's how I did that. This is just this folder I'm in love with, and I'm just finding lots of ways to play with it. Now, when I got all done with all of that, then I had all these little pieces left over because they did give us extras. So they were so cute, and so I added a card base. I did a little stamping on the vellum, and then there is a Garden Green 1.5 or 2.5 inch circle behind, just to kind of make that pop a little bit more. But those were the leftovers, so I didn't want anything to be wasted, and I hate having little pieces like that laying around in my studio, so I try to use everything. So my kit's done. All right, let's talk about next month. So the August kit is going to be a good one. It's called Farmhouse Florals. And the really cool thing about it is going to include a free stamp set. So we always get one stamp set with our paper pumpkin kits, but in August we're going to get 2. So they're giving us a little gift. The kit is going to make 9 cards total. 3 designs. So you'll make 3 of each of the designs for a total of 9. It comes with a secret C spot. Ooh, I'm excited about that. That's one of the new in colors. I don't have that color spot, so that's exciting to me. Um, it's whimsical themed with flowers and delightfully unexpected places. That's what they're saying. I'm not quite sure what that means, but it sounds interesting. The colors are Calypso Coral, Darling Duckling, Lost Lagoon, Pecan Pie, Gray Granite, and Secret Sea. So that's an interesting color palette. If you are not a current subscriber and you would like to get this kit, you need to subscribe by August 10th. And please do either subscribe directly under me or your demonstrator so that you have a demonstrator that can support you. The kits are $27 plus your local tax. So everything comes in the box that you need, the adhesives, the stamp set, the spot, directions, you get a video, you get me to ask questions if you need help. My kit runs me about $29.33 or something like that with my local tax, so under $30. So it's actually a pretty good deal when you think about it. 9 cards for under $30. Plus, you got to have fun. Okay, well, I hope that everyone is enjoying summer. If you are one of my Facebook subscribers, then you belong to my private Paper Pumpkin Facebook group, and I will post all of these alternates and probably a few others that I see inside the album, so you'll have that inspiration if you want to play with your kit. I got, I believe, 14 cards out of my kit. So keep in mind it was supposed to make 4. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, I lied. I only got 13, but that's 5 more than what the kit made, so I'm happy. I go through so many cards, you guys. Between my chemo angels and then my customers and my family, and then I just like to send cards out to friends and other people's friends and family that are going through rough times. So I always appreciate all these cards, and I love that the envelopes are coordinated with the card. Okay, have a great rest of the day. Enjoy summer, and I'll see you next month with more Paper Pumpkin fun. Take care.